Good evening, this is Gary from BTTFParts back with you once again, and today, rather than go over my full-scale time machine, I decided I was going to do a little upgrade on my 1/15th scale time machine, like you see here. This is the DeLorean time machine model from Diamond Select Toys. This is the Entertainment Earth exclusive, which has the Mr. Fusion and the fold-down wheels. And this is 1/15 scale, really well detailed for what it is for a off-the-shelf toy. It's actually not too bad. There's been conversations in the hobby about how it's molded off a Sunstar and some of the details don't line up. Yes, some of the details don't line up with what you saw on screen, but for the price, about I think $40 or $50, this car has some great effects and some really neat details. However, some stuff is really lacking, and one of the first things everybody noticed was the lack of logos. The DeLorean logo on the front, also on the tires, and on the back. And so tonight what I'm going to show you is how I'm going to go ahead and make logos for my DeLorean using my Alps printer and also just some of the software I use. This is actually kind of applies to the car because my full-size DeLorean, because I've used that same software and products and techniques for different parts on that car, labels and whatnot around the car. So first thing I started with was reference. Not hard, I have a full-size one in the garage, so that was easy. Taking those reference photos, I took a DeLorean font and took that into Photoshop. Loose the camera here. Took it into Photoshop and created this file here, which has my bumper graphic, my wheel graphics, and my front end graphics. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually print those to a water slide decal using my Alps printer, which is right here. This is actually a ribbon printer from a few years back, which you can use to print to water slide decals, vinyl graphics, print to photo stock paper. It's a dye sublimation printer which uses these really nifty ribbon cartridges. In this case, this is metallic silver, which is exactly what I'm going to use. I'll need to pull out a black cartridge here in a second and put that in because I'm going to use actually double layers of black and silver. Lay down the coat of silver first and then overlay with a black. That will let me do the wheel decals that you see right here. So let me set these ink cartridges up and then I'll fire the print off for you real fast. As you can see, I've already loaded up the printer with my metallic silver and black ink cartridges. So we'll close the cover, and we have our paper already loaded with the printer cycle, and we're ready to print. So first, as I mentioned a bit earlier, I'm going to print the labels for the car in two color passes. The first will be a silver, which will be for the DeLorean texts and also the DMC lettering that goes on the front grille. The next layer will be black, which will be for the wheels themselves, the outline for the wheel centers per se. To do that, I actually have this as two layers. I have a first layer of all solid colors because the Alps printer will print whatever it sees black as a spot color. So I can set that spot color to white, to yellow, to blue, in this case metallic silver. The next layer will be a single layer, which will be only the black for the wheel hubs. So we'll set that up now and print our first pass of silver. As mentioned before, we'll be printing with the Alps printer as a spot color. So first we'll select our spot color settings, go to single ink, and in single ink it will give us these options for whatever colors we want to use. In this case I'll use metallic silver, hit OK. Go back to paper. Now the Alps will actually let you print the same position multiple times over the paper. So we'll select overlay, hit OK, go back to OK, and we'll be printing. So this will take just a second. It'll process the file. Really wasn't a lot to show there. Since the file's so small, it barely feeds through the printer. And now it's ready to print the second coat of black. So we'll go back to our settings, we'll turn off all these additional layers right here, and then turn on layer 4, which is the wheel logos. Go back to print, hit OK. Properties, back to spot colors, and this time we're going to select black instead of metallic silver. Hit OK. We don't have to worry about the collating and the manual feed versus the overlay or anything like that, so we'll hit OK. Hit OK, and let that print. Here's our final graphic as it comes out of the printer. We have our silver DeLorean for the front and the back, and then also our wheel covers, centers, which are black with the silver DMC in the middle. Now that these are ready, we'll go cut these out and put them on the car. Alright, we've now transferred to the kitchen where I'm going to apply the water slide decals for the car. Applying water slide decals is not really that hard. If you put a model kit together anytime as a kid, chances are you've seen them. They're just the little decals that you cut out and put in water, and eventually they loosen up a little bit and you can stick them to your part. So in this case, we've got our stickers, which we just made. I've got a pair of scissors to cut them out, some paper towels to help drying to blot them out and get the water off, and then a little tub of water. So the first thing we'll do is cut our stickers like so. In this case, I want to just go ahead and do the front. And you'll want to cut the sticker, or the decal, as tight as you can to the graphic. So we'll just go ahead and cut this out a little bit and make it a little easier. As I say, I printed extras just in case. You never know. Now we have one DMC sticker. So we'll go ahead and put that in the water for just a little bit. You'll find it won't take very long at all for just the soak. You basically let the paper soak just enough to loosen up the decal, and then go ahead and set it on the paper towel to let it come free. After about 30 to 40 seconds of sitting on the towel, you'll see that this graphic has started to come loose from the paper and will slide ever so slightly. And once you have it loose like this, go ahead and go to the car and we'll just apply the decal real fast right across the front. Set that down. If you need to reposition it, you just apply a little bit of water. It'll loosen the decal up on the piece. Then you're good to go. DMC logo. Now you'll just repeat the same process for the wheels and the back. Now I'll show you that. Here we go with the finished product. Here's our front logo. Our tires. Honestly, the text is so small you can't even read it, but it's just a little silver nub there that looks like it should. Then our logo on the back. Once these have set a little bit more, I'll set and go through with a clear coat shellac that will seal it in, and then we'll have pretty good labels. They'll be locked up, and they'll be what it should have been from the factory. Till next time, this is Gary with BTTF Parts, signing off.